diarrhea is regular poop, and like you just gotta go do it. You just gotta get over there and do it.
Yeah, but it's one of
I
those
pooped in front of Colin
poops
on a bush in front of a 12-year-old.
Oh, yeah, that was a good story.
That is a good story.
Girl
That was
on
one
Guy
of the first
podcast.
times Greg and I ever hung out, and it solidified things forever.
Hey, it's not diarrhea then.
And he wiped his ass with
No,
the.
it was diarrhea.
We
Oh,
got
really?
cheeseburgers
Yeah,
before
solid.
that.
Colin went and inspected the poop after it happened.
Good.
And he just goes, "That is an oily shit."
That is disgusting.
We went and got burgers at Bull's Head, which is a fantastic burger place in San Francisco.
Great burgers.
At West Portal, and he wiped his ass with the receipt.
Yeah. Hey.
So there you go.
So wait,
Had to.
and that took care of it. The receipt.
No,
Oh,
then when we got to Mark Ryan's, he had to go clean up.
I went to a real bathroom. when I got
Okay,
upstairs.
because I was gonna say like I don't know how you guys do it, but no way, no way.
Sometimes you wipe and nothing's there.
If it was a
Every
Walgreens
once in
receipt,
a
we'd be
while.
fine. Those things
You
are
get the
like,
Phantom.
Hey, here's
Phantom
your
poop?
fucking Oral B coupon too.
A
Like, what?
poop
Exactly.
that's so hard and so
dense.
formed
It's just perfect.
that it just comes out of your butt,
Yeah,
and you don't have to wipe.
yeah.
The kielbasa plop, they call it.
The kielbasa plop. The kielbasa plop is the one that doesn't.
I hate this one.
That is almost the shape. Like you can see the shape it was in your colon.
Yeah.
And it wraps around the bowl.
Yeah,
Without
yeah.
ever like coming.
oh,
like,
that guy.
Yeah, that's the kielbasa.
Do you ever get the Phantom poop where you go, and then you look and there's nothing
It's
there?
just a little rabbit pellet.
That I hate. That I'm like offended
The
at my
rabbit
body.
pellet.
That I went through all that work to get that thing out and it's not there.
I once was so proud of one of my poos that
Take a picture of it.
Yeah, and back on my like T720 phone, which was one of the original flip phones, and I showed my friends. I called it the mother shit, and I thought that was the funniest.
That's
thing.
pretty genius.
In college, it was me and my two other friends, these two other Kyles. We were moving something or some stupid thing. It's summer in college in the Antler house. One of the Kyles went into the bathroom and took a shit, flushed the toilet, and it didn't move. Like it was too big to move. And so we had to go outside and get a stick and break it down.
Oh yeah, I've had
Oh,
to do
no,
that.
hey, I'm a big fan. I'm not a fan.
I'm a big fan of
big
breaking
fan.
poop down with sticks.
I'm familiar with the sticks.
I had to take a coat
got
hanger
some
to
poops.
one time.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Nothing. Knock on wood. That's never happened to me.
I had to
Man.
beat that thing like a stepchild. Just
That's over the line.
is that getting?
That's where the line
You want to
is.
mark that one down? Is
No.
that getting out of that? When I tell your story, I'm going to call it the Moose Knuckle Lodge.
The moose knuckle.
This antler stuff is not happening. It's going to call the Moose Knuckle Lodge.
Okay. I guess I have to live with that.
Yeah.
I already signed over the rights.
Your name's going to be Iggy, I think.
I had a rabbit named Iggy.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Iggy Wiggum. It was based on the
There's
character.
going to be a
in
character
Simpsons.
named Iggy Wiggum.
Well,
I'm gonna get sued by Fox.
yeah, I was gonna say you were sued right by the Simpsons guys. Anyways, is that the end of your story?
I mean,
She didn't care that you
wrapping
you
it up.
pooped?
No, I mean I played it off pretty well, and then I came back and like
Except the entire apartment smelled like rancid Mexican food.
yeah. Then we were chilling for
When
a
you were
bit,
done with it.
and then she going back to like the type of person she is, wanted to go again. And I'm like, oh god.
With that,
So then
you
it
got that
happened.
dirty butthole.
You got to go the second
all
time.
that dirty
When you
mouth.
first start having sex, the second time is imperative, in my opinion. That's the time that builds your confidence. The first time is like, you might as well just crumple up that dollar bill and throw it out. You're not using that, but that's a horrible analogy. It doesn't make any sense.
What?
The second time is when you can actually last a little bit longer and you can actually get into it and learn, and she can actually have some fun. Although if you're doing it right, there's a lot. Foreplay is a phenomenal thing. You should do that first. Always have foreplay, even in long-term committed relationships. I know
like
you
Colin
guys.
and I? Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are just like, let's hit it and quit it and go get some.
Well, for foreplay for us is some little bit of Last of Us multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
Colin, let's sync our
You guys going to
Vita
raid?
trophies.
Let's go to raid and DC
Colin,
Universe
I wish I
Online.
could get Colin to play DC Universe Online.
It looks
Not a
fun.
chance.
I saw you playing it
It's
today at
really
the office.
fun.
It looks like it's a lot
It
of
looks
fun.
like one of the stupidest things you've ever seen in your life.
It's like,
You're just complaining about MMOs in general. At least give me that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
but Greg's just running around. It's just the same move that his girls.
No, it looks
do,
like this.
and,
Looks like this. But you're going like 100 miles
But
an hour.
when he
It's like
attacks, it's just this sword move
you glow.
I use a staff.
like this.
I saw you glow.
You use a sword.
Also,
I
you're
switched to a staff probably, I don't even know, 20 hours ago. Thanks for
Damn.
keeping up.
Oh wow! Sorry, I've been chronicling your fucking DCUO game.
Well, you seem to know a lot about it, don't you?
Greg,
I'm like
was I
goddamn
mistaken?
TV all the time.
Was your character the one that was a smoking hot blonde dressed as Supergirl? Was that you?
My character is Taylor Swift. And as her mentor being Superman means she wears a House of L shield, yes.
Okay.
Man,
Okay.
I love everything.
She also
about
wears a
this.
domino mask.
Oh.
I did briefly flirt with the idea of putting her in glasses after, of course, Taylor Swift's We Are Never Getting Back Together video, because she wears them there. But, yeah,
never
it didn't mesh well. Now that armories are there, I'm thinking about building her a costume that is just more something you see from a music video.
Yeah, and then you can
How
hit the
much
R1
time-
and L1 and switch over.
How
to
much
them.
time do you dedicate, brain capacity-wise,
Yeah.
thinking about this? Not playing it, during the day, percentage-wise.
Yeah. Oh,
What are we talking?
I mean, like if
10,
I'm not
20%?
speaking,
You're
like
thinking
right there,
about
I
it.
just talked about. I
You're
thought
thinking
about
about
it. Just thought of us in DC.
That's
right
where you're
there.
in. What can we do to make this show that addictive to the people that are watching it right now? Does Colin have to take his shirt off again? Is that a start?
I think so, probably.
Tweet at Tim Geddes if you want Colin to take his shirt off. Also, ask him how to use
What?
Instagram. It's a thing.
He knows how to use Twitter. Nick
I'm
Scarpino.
so good at it. Tim's so
There's
active.
an underscore
All
somewhere.
right,
Well, that was a good combo.
who's going next?
I'll
Which is
go
to,
next, 'cause my-
finish this real quick.
Oh, that's not done yet?
The story continues.
She forced me to have sex 7 times that day. I'm
She
now
didn't
using the term
force.
force. And by force, I mean, like, I just wanted to be nice and stuff. And it was the worst day.
Oh,
of my
you didn't get
life.
any joy out of it whatsoever.
It
was
was
the
the worst day of your life.
It was up there. It was bad, man.
It was bad?
real bad.
You liked this girl, though, right?
Oh, she was awesome. Totally
Oh,
awesome.
my
after that,
fucking God.
After that, it was great. The rest of the days after that were cool.
See, I would have thought that after the first time you'd be fine, and then that you'd be into
No,
stuff.
Does
I
she
was-
know this?
I was pooing all day. Yeah, I talked about it. Like, it's me. I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
stories.
This is crazy.
So my topic kind of has to do with this. Let's get. It's a serious topic. This is more of a serious topic.
When's the first time you had
this
diarrhea in a girl's place?
This is a departure for me. And I had a lot of great submissions from Twitter, and please, guys, keep them coming, but I'm not going to use any of them right now. Because I heard this on the radio this morning. I thought this was right up Colin's alley. And I think you've talked about this a little bit. So, in our country, in our fine country, the United States of America, Colin's getting his brain ready. He's firing it up. He's a little tired.
Lord knows it needs to be turned on.
Get that thing cranked up. In our country, you have to have a license to drive, right? You have a license to carry a firearm, a license to get married. Should we ever have to have a license to have a child in this country?
No.
No.
You shouldn't have to have a license to have a gun either. So,
Wow.
so a license to drive a car, I understand, because there's like all of this litigiousness about driving a car with insurance and all these things and hurting people and hurting, all that stuff. That makes sense to me. The government, it's none of the government's business if you have a gun, and it's none of the government's business if you have a kid.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
Interesting.
Quick topic.
Interesting. No, I mean,
Next.
there's more to it.
Yeah.
This isn't a conversation with Colin. I don't think it's a bad idea.
Think about it for a
I think
second.
the problem
This
is
why
it
this-
immediately strips away liberty and freedom, like we're always talking
Well,
about.
we have a lot of.
and when I say
liberties and
we,
freedoms stripped
always
away
talking
anyway.
about it. I mean, Colin, always talking about it.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying, and this again, this is just a theoretical discussion. I'm not pro or just being the devil's advocate on this one for a little second. Is a lot. We have a lot of issues in this country with overpopulation, and a lot of things caused by overpopulation. Is there some mechanism that the government should institute to help cull that a little bit? And would that be needing to go through classes to understand what it's like to have children?
Yeah, I mean, see, my gut reaction, and I'm stupid and don't know a lot of things, but I think there's licenses for like everything. Like, I think that
You
a
just
lot
say
of our
that so that you
freedom
can
should
go
be taken
and,
away
you
because
can
we're
go
stupid.
and print that out on your computer and like skate the line. You love doing that shit.
What?
Like I'm pretty sure you never graduated college. You just printed it out and you're like, here it is, Nick. And I'm like, cool, I believe you, because I'm too
Something
fucking
like
lazy to check.
that. But yeah, no, I definitely think. I mean, people should have licenses to drive because it's a thing. The guns, I mean, you should have licenses.
Because it's a thing.
No, you can hurt people. Like what you're saying is right. It's just
You can
like-
hurt people with a gun.
I
Well,
know.
that's what I'm
You
saying,
should
like-
have licenses. I think.
Oh, I see.
Like, and this is based off just my gut reaction of just like, yeah, why? I mean, if you want a gun, get a license, right?
Yeah.
And when it comes to the babies, yeah, there's a lot of people that should not have babies that are having babies, and they should stop that. And if they wanted a baby, pass your damn test or whatever it is to get this license, right?
Here's the problem that
How
I
do you
think
police that?
we
That's the problem.
exactly.
Yeah,
now
so-
you're with me now. Is
Yeah.
If we did move to this licensed system, what does it mean to have an unlicensed child?
Death to all
Slaughter.
parties.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
You already know
the
that.
youth
You already know my stance on the death penalty. I don't mind putting a baby out there either.
Jesus Christ.
I'm fucking around.
Wow.
You kill the parents. They broke the law.
They're
The
ones that
baby
work
gets
it. The kid
raised.
doesn't- Ignorance of the law is not a defense. That's what they
Exactly.
say.
I'm sorry. This is your third time found guilty. Step to the left.
No, Greg, you gotta do it like this, like you did last time.
I never did it
You
like
did that-
this
you
in
did it
that
like that.
conversation
Boom,
with
boom.
Colin.
You definitely
Well,
did.
let's go through something like this. There is already a country like this. It's called China,
Yeah.
and you're allowed to have one child
A
there.
lot of stuff gets made.
And
there.
if you don't have, and
Babies.
there's certain rules
Right.
about if it's a woman or if it's a girl or a boy and all that kind of stuff. But often what they do in China, if you have a child that's a second child without permission, is they just abort it.
Really?
So yeah, and there used to be. I was just reading a story about this. There used to be forced abortions on women.
That's terrible.
So if you want to go down that totalitarian garbage road where the government's already all in your fucking
Yeah,
business,
I don't want that.
then that's the kind of life that we're going to have in the United States. Now let me dispel this specific thing that there's too many people in this country. There aren't too many people in this country. Because I want you to think about this in just a very fundamental way, right?
It's a good point.
I used to have this conversation with Chris Carl.
I know him.
He bought a shirt. He bought your shirt.
Yeah, he did. He did buy a shirt.
Thanks for your support.
A long time ago, 10 years ago when I was an intern, we used to have this conversation about population and how like everyone's like there's too many people in the United States, but there's this entire center of the country that has nothing in it. So in terms of land and stuff like that, we have plenty of land for everyone.
Sure.
Also,
We should have a job.
no one in the United States dies of starvation. So we have plenty of food, right? You even see like homeless people and people down on their luck that are like obese, right? There's food, there's means to eat.
Sure.
Even if you're not eating the finest quality food. A lot of poor people aren't able to do that. And then, yeah, there's the economics of it. Because in a capitalist system and a pure capitalist laissez-faire system like ours, there are winners and there are losers, right?
Which ones are we?
Somewhere in the middle.
We're the referees.
Technically, we're somewhere. Technically, we're somewhere in the middle.
Right.
And so, like, there's, you don't want to have situations where, like, you want your population to steadily grow. You don't want it to get bulbously huge, but think about this. Out of the 6 billion or so people in the world, we have 315 million of them, right? In a landmass, that's the third biggest country in the world. In a place like China, there's 1/6 the amount of people, 1/6 of the world's population in China. On the subcontinent right below it in India, there's another 1/6 of the population. And they have real issues because there is no land, there isn't enough farmland to cultivate food. They have poor economics. There's trade imbalances and all those kind of things. So, in real practical purposes, like the United States is fine population-wise. It's just you can't. I understand. Like I don't want people that can't take care of their kids to have kids. We've talked about this, I think, right?
we're talking about abortion.
I think that's where that stems from, right? Is like, and this is where this, the report I heard in the news this morning, that was part of the debate, was when people are having kids that don't specifically choose or want them, that's when you get a lot of difficult situations, right? You get kids that are growing up without proper guidance. It tends to be in depressed areas. You start getting more crime rate. You start getting all that horrible cycle that follows poor parenting. You can blame it on schools, you can blame it on whatever you want, but at the end of the day,
well, it's a multifaceted issue.
Yeah, it is a multifaceted issue, but at the end of the day, like, yeah, you're not starting off right in this situation, right? And is there something the government should do eventually, or could do, or would do that would work, that could step in and say, hey, let's make this barrier to entry on this one just a little bit harder than getting drunk and making a poor decision.
Yeah. See, the problem there though is like how the poor decisions. Like I think a lot of the babies happen just because they happen, and it's like people, they shouldn't have done some things, but it's different than like a gun. If you shoot somebody, you did that. If you hit someone with a car, that's bad. But with the baby, like it's not taking a life away, it's bringing a life in.
But isn't that the
It's
same
adding,
thing, though? You're
right?
bringing a life in that may one day make that poor choice. And I'm not saying, I know that's a huge leap, but
anybody can make that poor choice.
No, but what I'm
I
saying
think about
is just
killing
like
Colin every day.
if you do something, if you do something bad to someone, you can get punished for that. But if you're bringing someone new in, where's the punishment, right?
Yeah, you take the parents away from the baby, and then the baby's
like
ward of the state.
that's a weird case where like there is another person automatically being added.
So, Colin, let me
that's
ask
the
you
only
this.
case there.
Colin, let me ask you this. If the government started putting birth control, like, in the water, what would you do? Would you be furious, or would you be like, whatevs?
No, that you can't do that.
They put fluoride in the water.
They do. In some places.